Good morning, world. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us on Raise the Bar podcast. I am Bryce Spencer, 1/3 of this podcast segment here, where we will be touching upon being comfortable being uncomfortable, excuse me. And I'll pass it on to Royce.
Yep, I'm Roy Spencer, 1/3 of the Raise the Bar podcast. Good morning, world.
And good morning, world. I'm another third of the Raise the Bar podcast, Ricky Spencer, and looking forward to having this conversation with you all.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Good morning, y'all. So I'm going to dive right into it. We got a lot of good positive feedback. I just want to thank you, thank all of our viewers and everyone who was willing and able to share some crucial, great feedback and also some great challenges in our comment sections for us to dive upon and look into and dissect. So we have taken on each of these challenges, and I'm going to start off with what our viewer, Helena, she has given us one thing to look at, basically looking at our peer group, our friends, our social group, should be even family. How does that affect you? How does that hold you down? How does that what does that look like going forward in life, the pursuing of your goals and life journey, just like having that support system around you? And I just wanted to kind of touch upon that. I feel like that's an area most people, if not all, can relate to. We have that additional baggage sometime and social group that may not align with where we're going in life. So we just want to figure out how do we dissect that and identify those issues within our peer groups and social groups. So for me, I think the first important thing is identifying the company you keep. That's the biggest thing. Like, you want to make sure that you know who's around you is uplifting, supportive, excuse me. And I think the sooner you recognize that, it will just prevent you from being distracted. It will keep you from being thrown off from your pursuit of your goals. I think that's important. Just, you want someone that's behind you, constantly pushing you forward, not dragging you backwards or distracting you to the left or to the right. Like, I think that's an important aspect of friendship, relationships, whatever the case may be. It should just be a positive input on both ends. And the removal of unhealthy relationships and friends, I think that can just help you mature and grow faster. I'll let you guys chime in. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I was excited to see that comment come in from Lena, and Mom's dropped another comment very similar, just touching on how important it is to have a peer group that's going to challenge us and support some of the goals that we have. I think it's vital, like we've touched on, I think maybe on the second episode, around accountability. It's that big component around finding people who are going to help build you up and not break you down, not tear you down or keep you in the same place that you've been for 5-10 years. I just want to touch on just the whole aspect around being comfortable in uncomfortable situations. Me personally, and I think you guys agree with me, that competitive nature just around challenging myself, but also accepting challenges from, our circle. Shout out to Aaron, my boy, Aaron Matthews. He also provided a challenge for financial growth as a big part of growing and accomplishing your goals. So he's got this spreadsheet breakdown. I don't know where he got it from, but it basically shows a 52-week breakdown, which is a year, and how you can attain $10,000 by saving, less than $100 to $200 a week. And for some people, it might be challenging if you're kind of making ends meet. Then maybe you can start by removing the decimal over 1, and then just accumulating $1,000. For me, when I was in college, my young adulthood, $1,000 was a lot to me. It still is. Inflation's starting to eat into it a bit, but $1,000 still goes a long way. So I'm excited for that challenge. And I even told him, he was like, man, I need to try and take on some of these challenges. I said, man, I want all the growth smoke. Like, I'm trying to push it. I'm trying to push the level up, and everybody who's around me, I would hope they're trying to do the same. So I love hearing that. And same goes for you guys. Like, I was excited that you all were willing to accept some of these challenges. So I just wanted to touch on that. Like, it's key to embrace those challenges, embrace the competitive nature that comes with accepting, whatever growth challenges there are that the community and your peer group has to offer. Like, accept that as something, like, they care, they want to see you make those moves that they're challenging you to. I just wanted to really touch on that.
Right. I like that saying, accepting all the personal growth smoke.
All of it. I want all the smoke.
Get that get that on some t-shirts or something. That's a good one.
Hey, it's real.
And then for me, just to kind of piggyback on what Mom and Lena said, I think it's really imperative to know who you're keeping around you in your company and who you're sharing your information with. Because we know their characteristics and who they are, but also being mindful of the type of criticism they're going to feedback that they're possibly going to give. And sometimes when we give that feedback, their uninterested in it might be the answer that we're looking for. And I say that just because we know what they're interested in, we know what they're not interested in. And we might have a certain person that we're trying to, our target that we're trying to reach out to. And just because they're uninterested or the feedback that they give might be like, okay, I'm really onto something because I know that the way this individual thinks. So this might align me with the individual that I'm actually trying to reach out to. So it's kind of having that reverse look at reverse perspective, just because I know you align yourself a certain way and then you align yourself a certain way. So I can kind of do that compare and contrast method. Not to say that they're invaluable, because they are valuable in some way, but just really being true to self and recognizing that. Like, you look at it this way, I look at it this way. I mean, in some aspects, we look at things the same way, but being able to use that as a resource and a tool. And one of my gym bros, we were talking about being uncomfortable and feeling comfortable. And we really have this conversation. His name is Ed. So I share a lot of our videos with him. And just having that feedback as why do we feel uncomfortable in these moments, and really just digging down into why do I feel uncomfortable?
Yep.
And even with him, he has a constant reminder when he wants to shoot his jumper, is like elbow in. So he's like verbalizing what he needs to do to be able to have that follow through on the shot. And just recognizing, like, I'm uncomfortable for a reason, but why am I uncomfortable? And there's a story. And if we really can dig into why we're feeling uncomfortable, just imagine what you're able to tap into by feeling. If you're able to feel comfortable in those uncomfortable moments, you're that much better as a person.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. I just hope he's not saying elbow in right before he shoots out loud, because I'd be all on that. Ed, don't be saying that when I'm guarding you, man. I'm stepping in. But no, I really like what you mentioned on understanding why you're uncomfortable. I just saw a Kobe Bryant quote, and I don't want to try and get it verbatim. I'm gonna butcher it, but it basically talks about Kobe just voicing how he was so passionate and confident in himself because he knew that the people he was playing against did not put in the preparation that he did. He essentially put in as much time as you possibly can with the amount of hours that you need to rest and eat and, go out and actually play games. He knew that he maximized his preparation. So therefore, there was no way the person that's guarding him or he's guarding is going to beat him. And when I saw that, it's like, so therefore, if I'm ever nervous when I'm going into a meeting or when I'm getting ready to give a presentation, it's probably because I know I'm not prepared as much as I should be or I could be. So that's where that confidence comes in, being comfortable in uncomfortable situations. It's knowing that I did the preparation for this situation. No matter what, you get up in front of 100 or even 20 people, probably going to be a little bit nervous. But if you know you've put in the prep to give a clear speech, throw in a little humor, keep the crowd excited, you know that you're going to be okay. So why get up there and be all antsy? Like, I just think that Kobe Bryant quote is going to stick to me. Even though I grew up a LeBron fan, I love Kobe's hustle. I can't even knock it. Like, I love the game. I love the hustle. So Kobe Bryant talking about, that kind of preparation. I'm like, man, that's deep.
Right. And then
Right.
even when we look at sports and the dynamics of that, like, how there's those teams that like they've really literally put everything on the line. Like their gas, their tire, Michael Jordan in the flu game. But it's like they did this so consistently. So like it's muscle memory at that point. Even though I'm going through this injury, my body is fatigued. The body is a system, it's a computer. So if we could just channel into what we wanted to do, it's done it so many times, it can still go through the motions and do it. And so I have a quote from Sun Tzu, and it says,
The Art of
appear
War.
weak,
Man.
appear weak when you're strong, and strong when you're weak.
Ooh.
And just imagine if I do it so much that in the times when I'm weak, my body knows how to do it. It just let me go through the motions. Let me just channel into this energy and I know what I need to do because I've already did it. Mm-hmm. So let me just channel in that energy, just focus on that, and then we can get it done. And then your adversary, they think you're weak because it's been so long. But in all actuality, it's them that's weak.
Yep.
And you're digging in deeper.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sun Tzu, he's all about that competitive nature. And I mean, he is the author of Art of War, really good book. So I think about when I'm like going into the gym, because everybody knows the little egos mixed in when you're lifting the weights. And like I know I'm in good shape. I know I've been working out since I was in middle school. Like literally used to go across the street from our middle school at Hercules Middle High to the community center, paid a little $5 to get into the weight room and just get in there and drop weights and hurt myself. But over time, really learned the process. Growing up, looking at the men's fitness magazines that you used to have, Rick, and like now that I know that I'm a grown man, I've put in that time. It's like the layers of the wood. I know to the core of me, I've put in that work. So when I'm in there, like I'll probably warm up with my hoodie on, and sometimes people walk around. It's like so many different complexes. Just keep it real. But like I know when I'm in there, like I might look like I'll warm up, and then people checking how much weight you're lifting, and it's like, oh, this is only the start. I got like 6 or 7 sets, so don't start sizing me up right now, because you might let yourself down if you try and start lifting with me. Because I mean, I'm sure you guys have had if somebody come up and start doing the same exact exercise next to you. Maybe I'm just in my head. Maybe that's just the competitive nature. But I'm not trying to appear weak, but they'll probably take it as, oh, like this dude isn't as strong as he looks like he should be. And then I start warming up, taking my hoodie off, and now I'm hitting, the 100-pound dumbbells, and all of a sudden the space clears. I mean, Bryce, we was lifting last week. That's just how it goes.
Right. They're gonna be uncomfortable around us for sure.
That's just how it is. I like that quote.
Yeah. So I'm just also thinking about the whole saying, being comfortable with being uncomfortable. I think it comes with a certain unsureness, of course, when you're proceeding towards something that you haven't done before. But the fact that you are in action and engaged with that is you being mindful and key to your weaknesses that can become a strength, that you're going to work at to become a strength. So I just think, like, just to kind of touch back to the topic of peer groups and just understanding who you're around, I think you just have to to learn to become comfortable with, removing the unnecessary baggage, the unnecessary dead weight, and you're just going to have to start to learn how to love from a distance, just to continue, not to stunt your growth, but so you can just continue, growing and maturing in life. And I think that's the hardest. Well, I know for me personally, that was a hard thing to try to figure out, is like, when do I just determine when it's that time to take a step away, or just kind of redirect the focus on myself to continue my trajectory upward and my growth, but not necessarily, be still on the same energy and height that I once was before, like making that switch over. So that's another key thing as far as who you around and your support system, friends, social, all the above.
Yeah, I think it's even more key because in order to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations, it's vital to have those people around you telling you, dude, you got this. You might be nervous, but you don't seem nervous, or you have no reason to be nervous. Like, you put in the work, dude. Like, go after it. Yeah, you deserve to ask for that raise. You deserve to get out and share some advice with the youth, because you've gone through some tough challenges. So let's talk. I mean, we all know that friend that starts getting down on you when you mess up or something like that. Like, yeah, it's good to let your real friends know that, dog, you could have done better. But if they're stretching themselves out to try something new, you got to build that person up. You got, if that's your true friend or a brother or whatever you want to call it, a sister of yours, you got to build them up. Like, there's no reason for you to just keep chipping away at them. So if you feel you have somebody in your circle who does that to you, give them a chance. Let them know, like, I need some support right now, man. I'm really trying new things, and I think this could be big for me. I love your feedback, but I need some positivity right now. Give me some growth areas. Don't give me negative feedback. Let me know where I can grow, and let me know where I'm doing well. I think that's a key part of your circle. And when you're trying to stretch yourself out, and you're going to get into uncomfortable situations, having someone who's going to build you back up.
Yeah, I think that's very essential. It's just recognizing them in those moments when they're trying to grow, but also encouraging them if they're not. And just as a friend, if we're close, just being mindful of what you're interested in. If it, like, we have to challenge each other. I want them to challenge me, and I'd like them to challenge us. And just being mindful, as long as it's productive, and being mindful of what conversations we're having. If it's always the same conversation when we talk to each other, and I haven't talked to in a month, and then we start talking, and it's that same rhetoric that we were talking about last month. At some point, I have to hold you accountable and let you know, like, bro, like, I don't want to talk about the same stuff we talked about 6 months ago. Like, there's got to be something new.
Unless it's something that you can just keep, as your bread and butter. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, but if it's not still a recipe that's helping you grow, if it's something you're complaining about and you're going nowhere but deeper into your sorrows, yeah, 100% I'm with you there. Like, I can't keep doing this conversation with you. Where are we going with this other than back to the depression? Like, I gotta help you get out of this.
It's like a mathematical equation. Like, man, there's certain equations that are part of this formula, and you're the consistent figure in this equation. So it's like, at some point you have to remove yourself from this situation, and then you'll get new results.
Yep. 100%.
And it's like, but you have to be mindful to think of it like that. Like, if I'm continuously getting this as an area that I'm feeling uncomfortable and I'm not really receptive to, then at some point you need to realize you have to make a detour. It's like football. Call the audible. Call the audible to change the play. We don't like this formation.
Gotta call that Omaha, man. I mean, at the end of the day, life's challenging enough. Like, let's keep it real. Suicide rates for children are up 50%, I believe, for like young girls under the age of 18. It's been a challenging last 2 years. I mean, life was hard enough to begin with before COVID. So with all that being said, it doesn't make sense to make it hard on yourself and hard on your peer group. Like, we got to build each other up. It's crucial. And on the note of building each other up, I know, Bryce, you're getting ready to fly out. I don't know where you're going in the world. Bryce is a jet setter right now, but that's pretty much all I got. I don't know for you, Rick. You got anything else you wanted to touch on?
I'm still here with you guys.
Okay, for sure. No, I know you getting ready to fly out soon, so I'm pretty much all wrapped.
For me, I pretty much shared most of the things that we want to talk about, and just me personally, I just shared that as I was sharing my conversation with the gym bro Ed, just recognizing that in moments where I'm feeling challenged is when I feel that I need to be the strongest, because I feel that moment of challenge for me specifically is just that area of not knowing what's going to happen. And I feel like those are the greatest feelings, because in that moment, you're really able to create whatever or manifest whatever it is that you want to happen.
Yep.
But it has to come with that work. You have to be disciplined. You have to know what you're doing. And with that, you're able to create greatness. So I just want to continue to try to inspire others and share our stories and how we're able to level up. And as I always say, every episode, man, do it for your legacy, because what they experienced is still with us, and we're able to level up off their experiences and build new. And whatever we want to be, I mean, the formula for what we want to be is out here. Like if you want to be some type of consultant, you want to be a counselor, whatever, like the formula for what we want to be is out here. So we could just follow it. And as you said earlier, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. The wheel's already invented.
I couldn't say it any better. It is out there, and we're out here, and we appreciate everybody who shared the challenges with us, who's commenting and tuning in as we continue to grow this thing. It's always good speaking with you guys. Love y'all. And
Love you too.
Yep, Bryce, I hope you have a safe flight, man.
Likewise, man. Love y'all too. And it's always good collaborating and speaking with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, well, I'll let y'all go. And I gotta get ready for Cassidy's first track meet. So I'm excited for that. And I'll let y'all know how it goes. And I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all Saturday.
Most definitely. You too, brother.
All right, take care.
Take care.